Hi everyone, thank you for watching. I'd like to discuss protein in seniors. I was just watching a TV show and there's two physicians, and I never like to judge a book by its cover, and I'm listening to what they're saying, and it's like they're spewing out the same information that we constantly keep hearing. How much protein do we need? 50 to 100 grams. You know, of course you cite some kind of health organization or some governmental governing body, okay? Maybe an institute that did the research, and they calculate these formulas. And what I continually just don't understand is, and I hate to be brutally honest, but both of the physicians didn't look too muscular. You know, they were just average build, lean, or average build. I mean, I don't know if they were lean. When you have clothes on, you really can never tell. You can, of course, you can get a good idea, but sometimes you can be, a lot of times you'll be surprised how a person looks in more revealing clothes that show the shoulders, the arms. You know, take a look at their waist, you know, and you could tell. But what I'm trying to say is basically they're missing the big picture. And the big picture when it comes to muscle, how you increase muscle in seniors, is simply to get them to exercise and to engage in some form of resistance, a resistance overload to the musculature on their body. Obviously, the simplest answer is resistance training, right? You could be using free weights, machines, their own body weight, resistance bands, but a lot of people also don't also forget that aerobic exercise can also build muscle. If you have a senior who's on a bike, and maybe let's say week 1 he's on level 1 resistance, by week 12, if he's pedaling for the same duration, like let's say he's doing 20 minutes 3 days a week, and he goes from level 1 to level 12, and he's doing that for 20 minutes, his leg muscles are going to hypertrophy. They will increase in size. There was a study that showed that in elite cyclists, there was a selective hypertrophy of their leg muscles, the thighs, and basically from cycling. So, but they're cycling at high gears, at high resistance. So, let's look at the science. In the science is that there has to be a resistance that has to be overcome in order for the muscle to respond in hypertrophy. Okay. So, you know, I look at that and it's just a bunch of jargon. It's just a bunch of, like, they're really not, I mean, let me see the doctor do this. Let me see him hit a bicep shot and show that he, you know, yeah, I've got muscle, okay? Okay, I've got muscle. This is what I do. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a fitness professional. I'm degreed, and I've published I've published in academic journals. So the point is this: we too often just focus on the food we eat. It's about what we do, folks. What we put in our body is very important. I'm not trying to undermine that, but what we do is arguably just as important, if not more, in the case of building muscle. Okay. Now, building muscle is not just a thing where it's not just a simple thing. It is simple. The easiest way to build muscle is to build muscle and fat stores. That's easy. Anyone can do it. All you have to do is eat more and start lifting weights, and you build muscle. And it's very simple. But the way I do it is I personally build muscle, and I don't build up my fat stores. I keep my fat stores at an optimal level. That's the difference. Okay? So I keep my waist at 30 pretty much all the time. And that's because I keep my fitness level up and I focus on resistance training at the same time. So it's concurrent training. But anyway, I just wanted to just kind of touch on this subject about seniors and building muscle mass. It's really not that difficult. I understand there's an aging process involved. There's a concept called sarcopenia, which has to do with loss of muscle mass. Well, research has shown that we can reduce that rate of muscle loss dramatically, and in a lot of cases actually halt it and even reverse it. The key element here is exercise, primarily exercise that deals with overcoming resistance. Now obviously the simplest solution would be resistance training, but I also advocate aerobic training, and aerobic training with a sufficient intensity that adheres to also or correlates, I should say, to their target heart rate. That's important. Okay? So this has been a brief discussion on how to build muscle mass, and also being wary of who we follow advice to, and not just simply automatically assuming that just because the person has credentials behind their name that they automatically know truly what they're talking about, in the sense of they know it from a scientific perspective and the theory. They know the numbers, they know the lab values, but what about what's staring you smack dead in front of your face, the visual? I mean, this is muscle here. This is sufficient muscle, and it's been built. Not from protein in my diet. Well, yes, from protein in my diet, but I don't think about protein that way. I just simply eat a well-balanced, nutritious diet that includes plant-based sources of protein. I do not eat eggs. I do not eat red meat or chicken or fish or any kind of animal products. And I have not lost muscle. And in fact, I've actually increased my definition and leanness without losing muscle. So, pound for pound, I'm stronger. And I tell you, but there's so many other benefits too. And I'm going a little off the subject, but that'll be for another video. So anyhow, thanks for watching, and hopefully this has been helpful.